My name is Dion Kroom, and I am founder and also current mayor of a virtual gaming city. I'd like to thank you for coming this afternoon, and I know you're going to be excited what I'm about to say. The web has just gone 3D, and it will be televised. What I intend to do today is to leave you pondering on 4 key issues, or what we call 4 frontiers. And one is augmented reality, creation, social interaction, and new opportunities. So let's get started. So there's a line in a film, I don't know if you know it, it says, "Build it and they will come." You guessed it, Field of Dreams. So when you turn around and look at the technology that's out there now, and even at this show, you have people dealing with virtual reality. You have games out there that are trying to create a closer link with the end user. So you turn around, and one of the major problems that have been tried to deal with since the beginning of the internet is creating a link between the physical space, which we are in, and the virtual space. It's almost like the Matrix. You can't touch the internet. It's hard to interact with it. How do you know it's really there? But if you can find a way to solidify it, to give it substance, you can then begin to build on it, because the fact of the matter is, people like to interact with other people. People also like to interact with their environments. And when you turn around and look at it, innovation is an amazing thing. So when you turn around and look at a word that's been coined, Web 3D, you've heard of Social 2.0 today. You also heard in reference to new developments in the web. But what's been now worked on is what we call Web 3D, where it's the use of interactive technologies, avatar technologies. So using 3D modeling, our company now has the ability to take any website, any environment. We can even create a 3D of this conference and turn it into a virtual space where we invite the user as an avatar into that 3D environment. But before we start building, we have to look at what we call city administrators. So we have a team of very talented people across the different industries to help in the development of the city. But before you start building, you also have to count the cost, and you also have to make sure what you're building on. We've taken our technology and applied it to the gaming industry, because the beauty of using the gaming industry, one, is this potential for growth, huge growth, and more importantly, it's acceptance of innovative uses of technology. So now that we have those virtual building blocks, mortar, we started talking to the different brands in the iGaming industry in particular, people like Bet8, 365, PKR, and looked at what they were looking for and what they needed. And the main thing that came out, we need traffic. We need traffic that we can connect to, we can engage with, a better engagement to. Because I go back to the answer about the Matrix. The only indicator of how well a website is doing is Google. And the answer in relation to that is where Google says you received 20,000 hits this week. My question is, how do you actually know? So we looked at the brands, and they said, Dion, if you build a city where we can see people walk around, we can interact with them, engage with them, we're interested. So we went back to the building board, working with these companies, some of the brands that have already committed into our virtual city, and we have links with 135 more that are ready to take part. So, welcome to Visit 3D Vegas. It's also fabulous. Avatars going through the airport, going into our city. Our story. So as I was saying earlier, a user signs up with us, creates an avatar. With that avatar, they're able to walk around any 3D environment that we build. As you can see the relationship, each panel is a link to either a website or another 3D environment. This avatar is about to enter 3D Vegas. He's just landed at the airport of Vegas. The environment represents Vegas itself, but that environment will also represent anything we create. We're currently working on 3D Euro Vegas. We already have 3D Macau, and we also built a 3D Olympic Village. We was 2 months off the Olympic symbols, but we're going there in 2016. So they have a chance to change hair, skin color, clothing. They're getting dressed for Vegas. The user also receives a 3D room, so where they can also decorate that environment. Once there, the avatar is using another element of what we call 3D browser technology. He's now using Sight. Sight still is the most powerful influencer of impulse buy, because quite simply on each panel is graphic images relating to what they see. The avatar can walk up to the panel, click it, and they're totally engaged in that environment beyond that first click. We built a 3D casino for Gala Casino, Rank Interactive. We built a room, and it's fully branded with their games, their land-based casinos that the avatar can interact with. What you're now seeing here is our 3D search engine, whereby you can pick a location, click on it, take a taxi, and the avatar will go exactly where you tell it. But at any stage, you can stop along the way, click into the panel, and you're in that environment. Everything on side of 3D Vegas is also connected to videos, HTML, anything that you can do on the web can be then put into that environment. Looking at our business model, it's B2B, inside of the business that are doing business with each other inside of Vegas, and also where they are paying for the space, which I'll go through. You're looking at B2C and also C2C, of which I'll explain. But let's look at the key areas. How do we make money? Go-to-market strategy. How do we drive traffic? So let's look at those. Our revenue stream. First instance, we have virtual real estate. The companies inside of Vegas, we have 725 locations, of which the companies pays us a monthly rental for that space because we build their 3D environment. Affiliation revenue. Everything sold inside of Vegas, we earn commission for. In-world advertising. Because of the volume of traffic that we're looking to drive, with which I'll get to in a minute, we have in-world advertising. And yes, treasure hunt registrations, of which I'm coming to. So when you look at go-to-market strategy, the basic strategies apply. If you look at the image on the right-hand side, standard channels we're looking at. But what I would like for you to look at is gameplay, user engagement. And here it is. The whole issue about Vegas, even in the real world, is in relationship to online. How do you drive traffic? So we are using gameplay. And here it is. We're launching Vegas with the world's largest 3D treasure hunt. We have secured through one of our partners 80 million pounds. Now I'm explaining that in a little bit. That's like with treasure hunt. We drive traffic by putting clues in all of our partners' rooms. We've taken the 80 million, divided into 10 categories of gaming. So for instance, we have a 4.5 million pound yacht. So argument's sake, let's say we had 20,000 people in our advertising who wanted to go for the yacht. They have to go to 7 locations and find 7 clues that relates to numbers before they can go to Treasure Island. But what have we done? We have driven traffic to specific partners' rooms because the clues are in playing the game, visiting the location, or any type of interaction our brand wants to do. But that's 80 million pounds. If you look at the lottery and how people get involved, users pay £1 and they're on a journey. But that's our traffic generator. We have strategic relationships. We have many strategic relationships that we are now working on. We have university links for our graphic designers. We have access to 72 graphic designers from 3 universities in the northwest of England. And we also have partnerships with other companies, Bauer Media for our TV campaign for the treasure hunt, and others. Quickly go. So obviously there are concerns about staying ahead of the game. So the first thing is there are no clear direct, we call affiliate competitors using virtual world technology. Through adoption and usage of innovation technology application and education and a strong management team, we can stay ahead of that game. Obviously, we got potential barriers to entry, and we have addressed those issues. Some of which, when you turn around and look at, the sector is reasonably competitive and rapid regulatory changes. So if you have a platform, it has to be able to adjust. And one of the other areas inside of 3D Vegas has no direct industry offline comparison except for Las Vegas. But let me be clear, it's not about traffic in the United States. This is a global virtual Vegas, and we're targeting European traffic at the minute. Although Las Vegas Tourist Board are now looking at 3D Vegas to be an official 3D Vegas site. Hence, we move people to visit 3D Euro Vegas. So what is the opportunity? Visit 3D Vegas. Invest for your future, make profit, and own a piece of the new frontier. Here's a small financial overview looking at our figures. And the thing I want to point to, could we have a full financial breakdown covering all of these and justifying these figures? But the point I wanted to look at, in our first year, or in second quarter, we reached profitability, and we also look at break even. And purely, if you look at it from a point of view of 725 locations paying £5,000 a month, which we've already got some companies who are already doing that, it's £2.9 million a month just from the land rentals. Forget any affiliation, revenue, or anything else. Funding requirements. The platform is built. We've beta tested 122,000 avatars to date during our beta test. We're looking for 175,000 to start our marketing campaign, to bring it to market, and also to help us in covering the areas of entertainment, social networking, e-commerce, e-business, and those things. That's the end of the presentation. Any questions or comments? Oh, and one more thing. The 2 most important requirements for major success are, first, being in the right place at the right time, and second, doing something about it. Now, knowing what you know about Las Vegas, if you could go back in time and invest $175,000 for a piece of desert property along Las Vegas Boulevard, would you do it? Of course you would. But the time is now. The place is now. It's Visit 3D Vegas. So now the question I will ask you is, will you do something about it? Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. I'm open for any questions. And we also have an investment brochure if you would like to look at that, which also outlines this whole presentation. Thank you very much.